over 9 alien craft in U.S. possession confirmed. At least 10 aliens in U.S. possession, according to Grusch. Underwater alien bases, live UFO footage, and alien DNA confirmed. The UAP UFO news is far from over. Welcome to Soul Spy University, where your souls can run free and your minds are free to expand. Today, we will be covering the latest in the UFO disclosure. But first, it helps my content to you tremendously if you can please click that like button, subscribe to be a part of our family and not miss out on the news that they're not telling you, and share to help our channel survive. Also, just a reminder, if you get anything out of this whatsoever at all, that there is a donation link in the description box. Any little bit helps me to know that someone somewhere is listening. There is a list of services I'm still currently available for, also in the description box, in case it could benefit anybody at all. Okay, so the rundown of today's show. You guys might want to get comfortable, get your favorite hot beverage, snuggle up, and get some comfy winterness going, because we have, number one, I'm going to run through the itinerary, then we're going to run through these topics, okay? Today we have new news from Grusch. 2, underwater UFO networks. You okay, Tommy? What do you need?
Nothing. Stretching.
3, the government trying to take down the UFO transparency legislation.
Yep.
4, 30% non-human DNA in Peruvian aliens found. And 5, TikToker had UFO in the background, live footage of a UFO. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, let's see here.
I also have news.
Awesome. Tommy also has news. Aside from what is on your neck?
It's a scarf. I can't find anything wintry. It's the only thing I can find. I don't know where my other scarves are.
Yeah, usually we're decked out. We had a late start. It's December 2nd. Usually there's lights all over. You can put your lights on while I report, Tommy, if you want.
But they're so blurry with this freaking background, so it's okay.
All right, well, enjoy that Christmas cafe in the background. You look like you're in a great place for this podcast. Okay, David Grusch, my favorite. Recently on Rogan, my original favorite. Here are the key claims of that 2-hour interview, so you don't have to watch it. UFOs have been captured by humans at least 10 times, to Grusch's knowledge. Extraterrestrial pilots were recovered from at least a double-digit amount of UFO crashes on Earth, according to Grusch. There have been some interactions between humans and extraterrestrials, but most of the extraterrestrial compositions baffled experts with their comparisons. Meaning, they come in such a variety of forms that they pose a challenge to anyone analyzing them, because they had no grasp or understanding of their physiology at all. Also, according to Grusch, China, Russia, and the US have been competing to recover alien tech from crashed UFOs since the 30s. And in other alien news, Coulhart is upset that Daily Mail is reporting just 9 alien craft have been recovered, when he knows there is so much more.
Okay, well, that's one of mine, so you got it. Good.
Okay, cool. We'll discuss it after. We'll go through it. Okay. Grusch received a lot of repercussions as a result of coming forward. As anybody who's a subscriber already, thank you so much for subscribing, already knows, don't get me started. Don't get me started. If you want to see me get started, I have a million shorts on defending Grusch pretty vehemently. So yes, I won't waste your time with continuing to become a little attack dog for Grusch, because I do defend him pretty vehemently. Okay, meanwhile, there's been massive pushback from the government, attempting to conceal and continue to conceal information by attempting the takedown of the UFO transparency legislation. So we're going to get to that in a second. Tommy, I know you have more on that. People who have nothing to hide, hide nothing. That's how I feel. And then underwater alien bases are believed to be concealed near Alaska. So what's awesome about that is Tommy and I have actually done a ton of videos on that if you want to go check them out. And yeah, according to the Mutual UFO Network, a 1945 US Army transporter ship crew member saw a ship emerge that was up to 200 feet long. This was never made public, but strange happenings have happened near the site. This led the network's members to believe UFOs move over water and likely have bases underwater. Researchers claim to transport ET life to other alien sites. Basically, researchers are thinking that this helps ETs transport their life to other alien sites hiding in the waters. UFO researcher John Enoch claims there's an underwater network, and that some have said they use, quote unquote, use wormholes as super highways to connect their places in the universe. Okay, and basically he showed underwater satellite images to prove his underwater network. And we're gonna talk about all this in a second, but also as a run through, Dr. Stephen Greer recently stated that South Korea is hiding an alien. And there's 30% non-human DNA found in those Peruvian aliens we were all wondering about that we thought were paper mache. And at the very end of this podcast, I'm going to show you a TikTok video where there's a UFO in the background. Okay, Tommy, what's up?
First of all, yes, Ross Coulhart, I think his name was. Yeah,
Russ Coulhart. Yeah.
Coulhart. Yeah, he says this whole thing is basically wrapped up with the CIA, and that they are the ones that are, you know, putting the whole thing processes on anybody and everything regarding UFOs, aliens, everything. And of course, yes, I don't know. He didn't say a number, but he said far, far more the USA has alien spaceships than 9. And the 9 is just their way of being like, oh, yeah, no, we have aliens. Just 9, though, and they're very old. They don't really work. Meanwhile, they're like, have like fleets.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, those old things.
Yeah. They came years ago and they're like, whoopsie doopsie. Oh, sorry, this is our 1984 Yugo style freaking alien spaceship. It really doesn't work unless it's the perfect conditions and it only goes like 20 feet. So,
Yeah, it's pretty much, since we're not selling it on Amazon, we're not going to tell you about it.
yeah, that's crazy. The underwater. Well, I didn't see the interview with Grusch and Joe Rogan. I want to watch that.
Yeah,
Good
sure.
catch on that.
Mhm.
I didn't realize he was even on.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that was recent. Actually, Joe Rogan just did it over Thanksgiving break, which was ironic. I guess he's like, well, this will get views during the break.
I'm surprised. I mean, I'm surprised Grush is still kicking around.
Well, that's the thing. He got so public so quick that if he just suddenly disappeared, there'd be a lot of speculation.
He wouldn't disappear. You know what would happen? It's like, oh, I'm so depressed.
Oh, oh, you guys, I think he's referring to the quote unquote crazy and alien lady. You're talking about that girl? I mean, the crazy plane lady?
Oh, yeah. Found out about her too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she's still good. At least I think it kind of looks like her. She was on an interview.
What do you
It
mean she's
kind of
so
looks
good?
like her. Like between the two pictures, I'm like, I kind of see her as the same, but then I was like, maybe she does what all people do with a little bit of fame and just got a bunch of surgeries. I don't
Um,
know. Really weird.
AI face recognition technology, which is accurate over 100% of the time, um, they only rated the recognition as a 3. And basically, if you're anything below a 9, you're like not the same person.
Yeah, she was on some kind of talk show, like like podcast talk show thing,
Yeah.
and talking about how like Some people reached out to her asking what she saw and all this stuff. But I was looking at her and I saw the picture of her on the plane. I'm like, what? Wait, no, whatever. That's for another day, people. Doesn't
Uh,
look like a.
Actually, I have stuff on that. So I'm just going to talk about it. Okay. And yeah, I'm like, do we cover this in the next episode? It's fine.
Maybe.
It's
It's up to you.
Nah, we'll just do it right now. Okay.
All right.
So basically I saw some more footage of her after the plane,
Hmm.
where after she freaked out on the plane, and basically um something was really weird. Like people were like badgering her, being like, "Where are you going?" Like authorities were like, "Where are you going? Oh, you got an Uber to who?" And she like had her mom on speaker and was taping the whole thing, so that way nothing. Like the whole thing seemed real suspicious. Also, she was still crying when she got off the plane and said, "Please don't let the plane leave. Please don't let the plane leave." Like basically implying they were all going to die. It wasn't about her getting on the plane because she wasn't getting on the plane again, but she said, don't let those people leave on that plane. So there's no way, because I saw that interview and she acted like she didn't see anything. And I was like, there's no way she just didn't see anything and went through that.
That's why I'm starting to wonder if maybe she either did this for fame, did see
No,
something and doesn't want to say it, or was like super drunk, maybe, or like took an
no,
Ambien or
because
something. Because it's like what she has yet to explain. I don't. I at least I didn't see it.
yeah.
What it is.
Well, that's the thing. That's why, well, remember there's more on this. The original apology video was the IP address of that was like within a block of the White House.
Yeah, yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. And true people that are her friends or family supposedly say she hasn't been seen since.
Mhm. Very
So,
odd.
so I don't know. I don't know. She's either under some sort of deal, because think about it. She didn't come out a month later. She came out 7 months later as some sort of weird distraction.
But that's why maybe she doesn't look the same because she got a bunch of that kind of stuff done, and they're like, we need to heal because otherwise, like they come out looking like fluffed up monsters after surgery.
But there's also no reason for her to come out unless she's trying to make money. And I don't see her trying to make money out of anything.
Everybody's trying to make money. So
But she's not
underwater.
advertising anything. So
Oh,
that's easy for you to just say.
that is weird. Underwater
She also
bases.
doesn't need the money because she has a mansion supposedly. All right, anyway, you're right. Let's get back to this.
Um, Underwater bases makes all the sense in the world. We have an absurd amount of water on this earth, covering what is it, 90% of the earth? And if the rigors of space travel does not bother a spaceship, water pressure is definitely not going to bother it. So that makes a lot of sense. I mean, underground bases, underwater bases. It, now, this guy you said that had like radar footage. Did they
And
say
Enoch,
where?
John Enoch. Apparently, people think it's off the coast of Alaska. Now, what's interesting is, remember, we thought there was something going on with Alaska. There's a lot going on with Alaska, and what's even
I
more
thought we.
interesting,
I
huh?
thought that was Antarctica.
I thought so too, but also Alaska, because now we even did a thing on the Alaska Triangle, which we will put out.
Oh yeah, that's right. Whoops.
Yeah. So stay tuned, guys. Another reason to subscribe and be a part of our family. Seriously, this is freaking crazy. It makes sense. According to Joe Rogan, a lot of people are reporting like a sphere, like a black sphere in like a transparent square as some sort of weird UFO. Um, as you and I know from watching Dr. Stephen Greer's documentary, The Lost Century and How to Reclaim It, um, there's government technology that was created as a result of reverse engineering these things. They're still trying to reverse engineer these things, and they got kind of close sometimes, and those could resemble UFOs, and they can fabricate UFOs to an extent. and he shows us the difference between real UFOs and them. I mean, this is very, very knowledge based. I'm trying to figure out how Dr. Stephen Greer's okay. But kudos. So guys, check that episode out as well. Also, make sure to find us on IG, Instagram, and TikTok, because we have little videos and a good directory of our videos and all sorts of things, like little videos that are not here. But anyway, yeah, so that is interesting. He said there's underwater radar basically proving, this is John Enoch, the underwater bases he's been saying. There's a lot of stories that were not made public. Obviously, that makes sense. Okay, now what's interesting is Dr. Stephen Greer recently said that South Korea is hiding an alien, like not just UFO, but an alien.
Did you say living or dead?
Living. I think it's living. I gotta check it out. I think it's living. But speaking of dead, those Peruvian aliens that everybody thought was made of paper mache, or like I like to say, the second life of an egg carton. Well, they did some autopsies on it, and 30% of its DNA is not human.
That's it? 30%? I would think 99.9% would be.
Yeah, that makes me wonder as well. So it's almost like a little human hybrid, which we're all known to be, but we all have supposedly 100% human DNA. So the fact that they actually caught that there's 30% not means it's like super hybrid. So what's interesting is, so we're like, according to ufologists, we're so bred over the years that we think we're all human DNA. So this makes sense now. I'm kind of like bridging the gaps in my mind, right? Because according to ufologists, we're all, well, most of us, if not all of us, are hybrids of some type of alien. You know, whether it be reptilian or a manta or a, whatever. Now what's in, so obviously whatever DNA we have, we just think are human, right? However, they found 30% that they don't understand at all. So that must be the early days of when they started to, like, combine or something, which makes sense because these are much smaller people, and they're mummified. So that's interesting. I find that really interesting. But I also, like, non-human, what does that mean? Like, I think if it was chicken parts or something, they'd say it.
I mean, non-human could be anything, really. But it makes sense. I mean, if they're here so often, they could be like our create. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to get people all mad and everything, but you know what I'm saying, people.
Well, just so you guys know, good point to bring up. You don't have to be scared of this topic. You can, both things can be true. There can be aliens and there can be God. The packaging really doesn't matter.
We don't know their aliens' religion. They could be like, alien Jesus, please get us out of here.
Like, say this did happen a while ago. That doesn't mean Jesus isn't who he is. And hey, we love our Jewish family as well. And we love whatever other beliefs are going on. The afterlife is the afterlife, which is the real deal. It doesn't matter what package we're in. We might not look like this at all in the afterlife. This is all a fun play.
That'd be hilarious, though. All like the cartoons and like TV shows of Jesus, the Bible, like Jesus and everything. Just imagine that as an alien. Like he did the exact same thing, but on alien worlds.
Yeah.
He has like long flowing hair.
Yeah. Speaking of Jesus,
why did these aliens forsake me?
Okay, so it's Christmas time, so I'm going to mention something about Jesus, and if you don't believe, it's totally fine. You'll find this actually funny. You don't have to believe in Jesus to hear this. So I was listening to the Christian station, and I kind of know all the Christian songs. And hey, I'm not like by the rules Christian. I just happen to believe in God and Jesus, and I love the angels and aliens. So is that by the book? It's not. In fact, I'm probably breaking rules, but it doesn't matter. Do what you believe. So anyway, this one chorus kept repeating that Jesus was coming back. And I thought about it when I was in traffic, and I was like, what? He's coming back. Is there something I don't know? So I went home And I said, Tommy, so they're saying he's coming back, and basically I was like, I really hope if that's the case, it doesn't go the way it did the first time for him, because that was just a disaster. It's part of the reason I like Easter, because he rose and yay, he's relieved and everything's great. Christmas is good, but it's like us getting born is painful, and the poor guy, he didn't have the funnest life, but like thank God for it. But anyway,
We don't
and
know half of his life. Most of his life, we don't know.
well, that's interesting too. So good thing I'm gonna like research that a little more. But so I said to Tommy, this was like a couple weeks ago, I said, should we like bring this up on a podcast? And like he had the funniest response. And I was like, but we're doing so well. Because finally, for once on this podcast, we grew for a second. So that's why it means so much to us if you guys subscribe. Because you guys mean the world to us. Trust me, you mean the world to us. We really value you a lot. But yeah, just some Christmas holiday religious humor for you for a second there. But yeah, so back to aliens. Back to aliens celebrating Christmas. Um,
That'd be
so
hilarious. Imagine that.
yeah, well, maybe, but I gotta remember before we end, I gotta show there's a TikToker that supposedly in the background there's a UFO.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, what was the next thing we were talking about?
Oh, so they're trying to take down the legislation.
Yes, I have the names.
Okay, good.
Which is,
Thank you.
they're all weird because they're all mics, basically.
I never
So
trusted them. I always knew like five mics, and it's like, what are you? Why are you all have the same name? Why?
they're all mics except for
Mm-mm.
the last one, but I think that's like considered a mic. So Mike Turner, Mike Rogers, Mike Johnson, and Mitch McConnell are the four, I believe, the senators that are trying to break this down and uh, put it to pasture so nobody understands what's going on and nobody uh, can, look into it anymore. And they're doing it to what people say is to help the military complex, basically. So it's money. Like everything else in this world, it's money. They're trying to do it so that they can protect their fortunes and their future earnings.
How would it affect their fortunes and future earnings?
The technology, the money it makes. They don't want to have to share that.
Hmm.
And I'm assuming that they have the people that are telling, because it's not just them. They're not sitting there like, I'm gonna take care of this. Don't worry, guys. It's someone from the shadows snuck up in there, like was in the backseat of one of their cars, and it's like, if you don't shut this down, I'm gonna put out that video and then put a bullet in your head.
Oh, so it's not even them really, you think. They're like threatened to do it.
I think 90% of government officials are probably puppets.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's really up in arms. It's so funny because everybody's like, oh, we heard nothing since then. I'm like, there's so many layers, so many blockades to go through, so many dog and pony they got to go through. You know how the legal system is.
Yeah.
And, so oh, that's a good job on that. Whew. Let me pull up this TikTok video for you guys. So yeah, let you guys, I'm gonna pull up this TikTok video, I'm gonna play it for you guys. You guys let me know what you think. This girl doesn't report on aliens or anything. She just happened to be outside supposedly, and this happened behind her.
Oh,
Okay.
guys, was she like doing that stupid thing? Was like, "Oh, I'll just watch."
All right, it's playing. Wait, it's gonna. Oh, it's a guy talking for a second.
I was gonna say, is this that stupid thing where that trend they're doing with that song's like, putting my tongue for the picture. It's so pretty.
No,
It's so pretty.
no,
And
no.
she's like, And the freaking alien spaceship's like just stops behind her, stares at her for 2 seconds, and then just goes.
Okay, watch.
Okay.
Everybody watch.
She's just talking, making funny jokes.
If you don't hear the sound, it's fine. Just watch. It'll zoom in.
I don't know if you can see that, but let me just show it to you like close up and how actual mad it is you can see it close up. Right, so this is the part of GK Barry's video that I have now zoomed in on, and I want you to pay close attention to what you see, and it is in so much detail, I can't even, this is crazy. So we take it back, slowly.
In case you guys can't hear, he's just zooming in. Okay, see?
A sphere, like some sort of...
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, it gets weirder.
It goes ever so slowly, flying throughout the sky, disappears into the cloud for a second. It kind of comes back out through the clouds, where you can see it through the cloud, and then
oh, there it is.
flash, boom. There it is. There it isn't. There it is. There it isn't. It's gone. There it is. There it isn't. And no one can tell you that this is fake because she's literally
Oh,
just
geez.
like she usually does, where she just takes the piss and just for a bit of comedy gold, like that's clearly flown above her head, like evidence
That's crazy.
of what the
Yeah, and there is a
like.
flash that's pretty
There you go,
apparent.
people. So
Hang
just
on a second.
What is this? That was British? Is that what she is? Oh, she's a queen. Okay.
No, but okay. So what's interesting is there is actually, if you look that up, I think it's called GK Barry, but there is actually a huge flash that happens. Yeah, and you may have not seen it because you know, my phone's lights interacting with the laptop's lights and whatever. But if you watch it on your own, there's a huge flash that happens behind her. You know, I don't know. What do you think?
That was awesome. That was a good freaking catch. But like we said, like where, first of all, where was that? Was that America? Was it England? Who cares actually? What
I
am I
mean,
saying?
yeah, who cares? Yeah, I mean, she has an accent, sounds like it's from the UK, but either way, it's the same Earth.
But yeah, that's a good one. At first I was staring at the leaf. I'm like, is that it? Then I was like, look closer. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That could be England's version of like their spacecraft that they caught, and they're like, oh God, I can't figure this thing out. Because I'm like, at this point, if they have such technology, they can't have the technology to just disappear and not even bother with like. That's the one thing that I know it's humans. It has to be humans because aliens are like, oh, we gotta disappear. We can't just like show
But it
ourselves.
does. So if you watch the video, it comes out of nowhere and then it disappears, and then it reappears, and then it disappears. And it's
But
a
that's
flash.
what I think. That's why I think it's a human, like learning how to fly this damn thing. And they're like, whoops, whoops. All right. I think I got it. Oh, I'm up in the air.
You mean like Dr. Stephen Greer's theory on that it's like technology we like created from reverse engineering it and somehow humans operating it?
Yes, because for the simple fact is these aliens will know how to operate it, and they're not going to go up, then come down, and go in and out of a cloud, and then just do all these things. They're just going to go to their destination. Whereas if someone's trying to learn something, they're obviously going to be going like remember when you first learn how to drive, you back up, you revert, you go forward, you back up, you do these things that look like someone trying to learn how to fly this thing.
Maybe, but either way, okay, so you think it's a government thing.
I think that's a government thing. Yeah,
Okay, that's interesting. Okay,
it's a
so
spaceship. That's a government spaceship.
okay, yeah, like Dr. Stephen Greer would say. Yeah, that's why US wear too. Okay, so also for you UFO or alien beginners, Dr. Bob was actually not doctor, but Bob Lazar.
He's not a doctor.
Is he a doctor? I don't want to say
I don't
doctor.
know.
It's not. I'm trying to remember, but he actually didn't want to make the limelight regarding this, but he did, where he was reporting that they were reverse engineering alien technology, and he's regretted it ever since. So I don't think we've heard from him at all.
Well, remember he was like, I don't want to like go into this anymore, blah, blah, blah. I just want to live my life.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're still harassing him, even though it's like so apparent. They're like, hey, Bob, what'd you create? No, leave my rocks alone. Just throw it off the table.
I know, I feel horrible. Bob, if you're listening, you are welcome on the show anytime. He just does this to everybody. You could just be
I'm
on.
sorry, Bob. She is correct. I am a bully.
Yeah. You bullied my gingerbread man.
They're in this house somewhere. You pack
Oh.
stuff all over the place.
What he's referring to, guys, is not the gingerbread man right here, and not the gingerbread man here or there, but our beloved family gingerbread couple. Just so you know, they are still missing. It's December 2nd right now, so it's been 2 days. Where
Can I
have
do
you
the Sarah
been?
McLaughlin song?
Where have you been?
Amy, oh, I know.
No, don't say that, please. I can't have that in my head. But more like the
Okay.
Rihanna song, Where Have You Been? This is the one that identifies as a female. This is the one that identifies as a male. We just hope that they get home safely and soundly. If anyone has seen them at all, we are missing these members of our family, and we hope they get home safe. No
I
matter
think
what
I
you
know
did,
what happened
guys,
to them.
no matter
I
what you
think I
did,
know what
guys,
happened.
what?
Listen, I'll tell the audience, but I think maybe you should put some earmuffs on. It's in your best interest to put earmuffs in.
I just keep drinking.
All right, so this is what happened to you. The gingerbread man came home and found gingerbread woman.
Minutes. You have 4 minutes, by the way. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. No, it's fine.
Everything turned out fine. So nobody was cheating on anybody, and there was no murder suicide. So
We can't even say that on the channel.
we can't say what. Oh, uh, non-life thing. I don't even know these
Oh my
these
God.
terms are terrible.
Oh my
Terrible
God.
these terms.
We hope that the gingerbread people are found alive. They are our family. Okay. I am very, very enmeshed with the gingerbread culture. Are you shaking your head at me?
No, I'm saying they're gone to the people.
What? Listen, some milk carton stories end up fine, and so will ours.
Yeah, we'll see. So that's crazy, man. Underground water base, that makes all the sense in the world. Government hiding things, duh. That's like these people just can't like just be like cool. I don't just be cool. Like I understand you have somebody above you, but let everybody know the thing. That TikTok thing was awesome, but that was definitely a guy learning how to fly.
Mm.
And the Joe Rogan thing, I want to listen to. That was a good catch.
For sure. And he's dealt with David Grusch has dealt with a lot of repercussions since this, which if you guys want to see me freak out, just look at my shorts on it. There's a different list on my YouTube channel. Shorts. It's not under videos, apparently. Also find us on TikTok. And Instagram, huh?
I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So what were we getting at with it was something with the aliens. Basically, at least there's some news, because everybody thought there was no news. I knew there wasn't no news. I knew there was just all these layers, and thank God it came out. So yeah. Oh my God.
Well, it's because people are so like sucked into what's happening in the world at the moment, all the shenanigans that are happening. So these things get pushed back.
There was something I meant to read about we're all going to know by 2025, I think, or 2026 about the aliens.
I hope, yeah, they'll probably just, oh no, I thought it was 2027, actually. That's what I heard.
Oh, because I heard differently lately and I meant to read it. So we're going to do a different episode on that if it's legit. I'm going to do more research. But I think it'll be sooner. I think by at least 2025, but I think by the end of next year, there'll be a little more. They're just preparing consciousness, and also our consciousness can't receive what it's not ready for. So, you know, a lot of people have been coming out. A lot of more awakened people are awakening even more. And, you know, rappers are coming out saying they've met aliens. And trust me, the way at first I thought it was crazy, but the way they're describing them, I got my own story I have yet to tell. And I actually have my own show with a good friend of mine from but the show is from years ago, but I've met her and been with her since, Cynthia Sue Larson, on this exact topic. But I was waiting for my audience to be ready for it. My family soul spa. So anyway, we have less than a minute left. We're going to close out. Tommy, I'm so grateful you found that amazing cafe in Paris for our Christmas episode. It's absolutely gorgeous. Good
Isn't
job
it?
participating today. If anybody wants to either be on the show or for me to be on a show to have a mind-opening discussion, or if you want me to interview you on a paranormal, like, you know, out of body, near-death experience, enlightening, spiritual, transformative experience, I would love to. It's soulspauniversity@gmail.com. I absolutely love you guys. We got to run before it cuts us off. And have an amazing holiday. Check out our holiday help playlist. I'm going to be adding so much more to that before the holiday. So check it out. And I hope to see you guys next time. Absolutely love you. And